The influence of the media, the Question Time special, and the party election broadcasts. With only one day to go, this is Samir's Election Watch.
I don't know where the lights are taking us, but something in the night is dangerous, and nothing's holding back the two of us. Baby, this is getting serious. The danger, dangerous.
Now, the influence of the press is an interesting one. Back in 1992, it was claimed that the Sun believed that they were responsible for making the Conservative leader Prime Minister, essentially, with their headline, "It was the Sun what won it." At the moment, it is not looking anything like that. In fact, everyone is claiming that the media does not have as much influence anymore. Looking at today's papers, really interesting. They've really upped their game, really throwing all the attacks to either Miliband or Cameron. Surely the readers can see through that. But then again, I mean, it raises the question, because some people complain about this and saying that this is just it's a bad day for the journalistic press, which arguably it is. But then again, we'd much rather have this than not have any freedom of the press, have them controlled by the government. Interesting, The Sun is a nasty piece of work. You might have seen a few days ago, completely differing standpoints. Basically, they're just really anti-Ed Miliband, anti-Labour Party. So they got their England, London edition to print a pro-conservative article on their front page backing the Tories and saying that we don't want Ed Miliband to cower at whatever the SNP throw at him. In their Scotland edition, they were supporting Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP, complaining about bringing the Tories back to power, because essentially the only way the Labour Party can help with their vote count is to win some of the seats north of the border. So they want essentially Labour to be wiped out in Scotland, and they want people in England to vote Tory. Very, very cunning, very deceitful, if I might add. Right, now the Question Time special was really interesting with the strong, lively Yorkshire audience. No one got an easy time of it. Ed Miliband was trashed. He ended up slipping slightly, which wasn't really a big deal, but the press went to town on it. David Cameron revealed the note left by Labour saying that there's no money left twice. He really tried to hammer that point home. The audience were less impressed. Nick Clegg. Essentially, they all had a really tough time. They all had an excruciating grilling, and trust seemed to be a major factor in regards to lots of the questions. So it's really interesting to see whether any of them have won the audience's trust. Now, most people probably haven't had time to read the entire manifestos cover to cover, so what better way to get a gist of the values and ideologies associated with each party? The party election broadcasts. Now, Labour have done really well with securing a vast number of celebrities to aid their cause.
They start from the right place. Community, compassion, fairness. I think all the best things about this country. I love this country so much, and I love the people in it, and I think you do too. But really, for me, there's only one choice, and I choose Labour.
This election is a choice between the Tories' failing plan and Labour's better plan for working families.
The Conservatives wanted to portray a lovely family message with friendliness, warmth and happiness.
I want him to grow up in a Britain with opportunities where there are doors open to him, so he can get on, get a good job and make the most of his life.
I don't want him to have to worry about having to pay his bills each month. I want him to work hard and know that he can support himself and his family.
The Liberal Democrats decided to go on a road trip and telling you not to choose left or right. Well, this is my left, or obviously it's going to look. But yeah, stick to the centre ground. Don't veer off in different directions. Keep a strong, open path.
You don't want to be hit by Labour debt, heading towards more and more reckless borrowing. You don't want to be hit by Tory cuts. They'll make it easy for the rich but hard for your kids to get a decent education. Look left, look right, then cross.
Now the Greens do seem to get a lot of flack for not being a real party, for being a bit too idealistic, not taking it seriously, casual druggies, etc. Luckily, their party election broadcast was able to counter that claim.
Let's get rid of foreigners. What he means is, let's frack this green and pleasant land. Come on, Eddie, join the band. Come on, Eddie. Public won't know what to do if they have to pick from me and you.
And finally, UKIP were able to put a very patriotic vision of Britain, with, of course, Nigel Farage involved.
UKIP was founded because people like me, who were businessmen, not involved in politics at all, felt our political class were disconnected from ordinary people and were taking the country in the wrong direction. I think the point about UKIP, and the reason we call it the People's Army, is it's ordinary folks against the political class. We're a broad-based party. We've got people from all different walks of life, all classes, all races, all ages, and we want change.
Now there is a very clear consensus that there will only be 2 possible Prime Ministers after the results have been declared. It can either be David Cameron or Ed Miliband, many of them complaining that they really are 2 sides from the same coin. So the final question is, who will come out on top?